Hello and welcome to the Red Button Marketing and Training podcast. This is Button Banter, where we're going to have conversations with those people working in a marketing role and find out more about their stories, journeys, experiences and thoughts and feelings, because marketing is just epic. So we would like to reach out and chat more with those people who are out there doing great stuff. So enjoy this podcast. This is Button Banter. And I'd like to welcome our guest today to Button Banter. I am delighted to say that I have here with me not only Louise, okay, and we'll discuss the surname a little bit later because there's a story. We have Louise, otherwise known as Social Bean, is in the house. We have Social Bean here today. Hi Louise, welcome to Button Banter.
Thank you for having me, Meg.
You are very, very welcome. This is going to be an exciting afternoon. Well, say afternoon. We've got a few minutes, but we're going to cram loads in. How do you feel about that, Louise?
I'm up for it.
You're up for a bit of banter?
Yeah, always.
So I have really been looking forward to this time with you, to be fair. And, you know, for those people that maybe haven't seen kind of social media up to this point between us two, we've had some outings, haven't we, Louise?
We have.
Yeah.
I think my favourite was the trip to Manchester.
We went to Manchester, didn't we,
Yeah,
for some awards.
Award,
Yeah, we got that train, we went over there and we had a good time, Louise, didn't we? And I think, did we get 5-star treatment or was I the VIP of the day or something?
You were VIP and
we upgraded. We had an upgrade, didn't we?
We did, and we saw a football team.
We saw a football
team.
team.
Tell you which one we did see, but we did. We saw someone.
No, and actually, I'm not sure this podcast could be aired at any point, but we might not talk about the result that Manchester United had last night. But let's move on. So welcome to Button Banter.
Thank you.
So this is all about like chatting with people in the region, like leading professionals within a marketing environment. And, you know, I just really love to hear like your story, your journey. And that's what this is all about and finding out more. So tell us, Louise, a little bit about your role and where you work right now.
So I'm at AbacusBean.
Bro.
And we're chartered accountants based in Level Q in Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the marketing and business development manager. Yeah,
Fabulous.
but it's took I haven't really had a straightforward road to get to here.
No.
It's been quite. I don't want to. It certainly hasn't been up and down, but I've gone round and round and round to get to the right place for me in my career, I think.
Yeah.
I started off doing a law degree at Newcastle University.
Oh.
Graduated with a 2-1, but within my second year, I was like, I do not think this is the right career for me.
Yeah.
And left university like I think a lot of people do, with a degree, but I still have no idea what their passions are and where they want to go, and that's where sort of I started my career and ended up falling into sales by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. I'm obviously social being, very sociable. Like to meet people.
Yay!
And then over time, that role slowly progressed into more of a marketing role, which now at Abacus, I'd say my role is probably more marketing than business development.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it? That, like you say, that people, you know, we study, don't we? And then sometimes we can find ourselves in other areas or whatever. And it's just having that idea about where you want to go. Good foundation, though, I think, at uni with the law degree.
Yeah, I think any degree is worth doing, or any apprenticeship. But I think, you know, I don't know many 18-year-olds who know what they want to do for their. I mean, I'm a lot older than that now, and you know, would I
19,
say?
Louise.
yeah, I'm 25. You know, who really knows what they want to do? And I think it's all about the journey and the experience, and finding the right team and right culture for you, I think is important. I don't think it's just about the role. I mean, it hasn't surprised me that I've ended up in a creative-based role, because that's what I do in my personal time. That's what I love to do. And if you can combine that with a career, that's the dream.
Yeah, absolutely. And creativity is such a thing right now, isn't it, really? And I love the fact we're using that word in the same sentence as accounting.
Yeah, unusual, isn't it?
But we like that. You know, this is what it's all about. I mean, I think there's just such, you know, I think creative and certainly content and creative are words that we're hearing so much nowadays. You know, it's just the world has taken on a different kind of shape in that regard, and certainly when it comes to, you know, to marketing. So your journey to get to where you are, so, you know, you've had, like you say, you did some sales, fell into marketing, you know, got some other experience in other organisations, but have really found your place. So what is it about AbacusBean in particular that just absolutely makes you love being there and being Social Bean? Plug.
There is so many. The team, the culture is just remarkable. Bev, who is our MD, she set the business up 4 years ago. So we're relatively young still. But she set it up with the aim of being a boss she always wanted to have, and having a business that she always wanted to work for, and that really, really comes through. And we all work really, really hard, but we have a lot of fun with it, because that's what people want to do. You got to work, but why can't it be fun, and why can't you have a laugh?
And you've got to enjoy it. I have to ask quickly on the name, AbacusBean. So where did that come from? Do you know, like, this history? Is this a bit of a test now? So,
no, I do know this. So I know Bev struggled for a while to come up with a name, and I don't know whether it was, I think it was someone else's idea, but it was Abacus space bean, so it was two separate words.
Yeah.
And I think one of her friends said, no, get rid of the space and cram it together, Abacus bean. And instantly she just went, I think she was in a hot tub at the time, actually.
We love this.
And she just went, yep, that's it. That's
Brilliant.
it.
I was going to say hot bean, but I'm not sure if that's the right thing to say.
That's definitely a bean tag we're going to have to give someone.
Yeah, there you go, bubble bean. That's going to happen. Spa bean, sorry. We're really going off on one there. There you are. I told you we're creative, Louise.
Well, the bean tags are brilliant. I mean, they're so much fun.
Yeah, that lends us on nicely, doesn't it? I mean, that's the story with the name, absolutely. And like you're saying, set out with that culture. But I mean, we'll just fast track to where we are, and then we'll go back again and just recap on some of the other bits that's got you to this place, But just in case people don't know, everyone who works at AbacusBean, you have a bean name, is this right?
Yes. So when you join, you're already given one, so you don't choose it. The team choose it for you. So social beans, because I do social media and I'm a very social person. But I think my favourite is Sean Bean.
Oh, don't. I actually have to confess and say I was at the event at the weekend.
Yeah.
And he was on the table. I still just...
I thought you meant the actual Sean Bean. And I realised you meant our Sean Bean.
And I just look at him and I actually get sort of quite flushed. I go, oh my God, it's Sean Bean. So I actually genuinely get
that
excited.
one was an obvious one. We were like, well, that name sorted.
Yeah.
But we've got a Where You Been, who one of our accountants who loves to go travelling. So she's always off on some adventure or travel. So that one was brilliant for her. We have Mr. Bean, which is Bev's husband who works in the company as well. Obviously, Bev's boss Bean.
Yeah.
Your Button Bean. So it's not just a team. It's all our friends.
I think you're sharing the AbacusBean love right out there, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I think people need to jump on this thing and get a bean name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's great. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I have to say, it just came to mind when you were speaking there. Just goes to show, you say about creative, and a lot of the time now people talk in terms of marketing about, what's your story and, sharing and all of that. I mean, there's a real story there, isn't there? It's constant story making.
Yeah, it is.
Which is fabulous.
I mean, I started in the role about 12 months ago, and within a few months we were doing our first major event, and we took the Teesside Princess out, and we took all our friends, and it was really interesting because we decided we wanted to give everyone a bean tag, and everyone would bring a prop or an outfit that represented the bean name. And when I was on the boat, I thought, I should get a little video of everyone, do a reel, and I just decided to ask everyone to say, be a bean. And it's really interesting because some of the best campaigns that you do as a marketer just come out of thin air.
Yeah.
And we made this reel, and honestly, it just went crazy. And for months and months and months, people were coming up to me and Bev in particular when we were out in events saying, be a bean, social bean, boss bean, be a bean, what's my bean? And it just took on this massive momentum. So it's all about sharing the love and people getting involved with your brand and who you are.
I think that's fantastic. Absolutely. I think that's great. And I was going to say, I think that's brilliant. But you've had the essence of it. And what's lovely there, Louise, is you've got something brilliant, and it's having that sort of that baseline idea and feeling free to kind of take that forward. Yeah. Just a little quickly note to self. I think I did go to the Teesside Princess event, and I think for that day I should have been known as Late Bean, because I might have been the one. I think I was the one running along as the boat was about to leave, but we'll move on. Or maybe slipped over my own feet, Bean, possibly that day. That was a bit tricky. But that shows you've got and I think this is what's really important. We talk about consistency and within marketing, don't we, as well? And I think you are just an absolute shining example of a great message and keeping going and momentum, which I think is absolutely brilliant, So talk me through just kind of how you feel about marketing certainly in professional services, because you're in accounting.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I've always worked in professional services, but I'd say this is this has been a very different experience to the experiences I've had before. You know, I think, you know, you say accountant to someone and you know, they see the stereotype, you know, a middle-aged man in a grey suit, and that's not true. That's not true of the sector now, but it's certainly not true of our team. What's great about my role at the moment is, and sort of going back to you one of your first questions is, what do I love about working at AbacusBean, is I have full autonomy and authority within my role, and I think to be a good marketing person, to be a good creative, you need that. And I think I can hand on heart say I'm doing the best work I've ever done, because I know I have the full trust of my director. You know, she's like, you're the expert, you go do it, and that we've worked so well together, and we've produced great things. And the other reason we've been able to is because we're being authentic and we're being genuine. I think what we do as AbacusBean wouldn't work for every accountant. It wouldn't, because some accountants are corporate, and that's fine. If you're corporate, if that's your genuine culture and your genuine model, then you shout about that. But from our point of view, we sat down and we said, right, who are we, and you know, what do we represent? And for us, great accountancy and being a chartered and, you know, giving great customer services should all go without saying. So we're not going to say it, because that we do it. What do we do that makes us different? And the thing that fundamentally makes us different is our team, the people in our team. And you know, we're just about to run a campaign in a few weeks, which is Maria and Sean's jokes, because they're always coming up with these most ridiculous jokes in the office, and we're like, that we need to share that. That's good. That's part of us. You know, we sit around and we do, you know, what I call boring accountancy work, or the team do, but we have a lot of fun as well. And yeah, I think it's just, my job is quite easy in the fact that it's there made for me. I just need to find a way of communicating that with the wider world. Yeah. And I've been able to be really fun with that. So our graphics and our videos and everything, they are fun and they are silly. And my rule is, if something makes me laugh or smile, then it goes out. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is.
I think some really key, I mean, actually, there's so many amazing things you've just said there, and so many really key fundamentals that I think, and I hope that listeners take away some good words there, you know, trust, autonomy, I can't even say it, that one. But being able to get on, having that, you know, that trust in you to deliver, being able to have that clear vision, and for you to take that forward, the support of the team, everyone being able to see what's going on and why and what have you. Step back, look at your vision, but also that confidence to go, right, this is us, right? We get it. This is who we are. This is what we're about, and we're going to go for it. Yeah. And absolutely. I think it's, and sticking with that, you know, and I think that belief and passion that's got to come through.
And that decision,
they're really key things.
I think it is a scary decision. Like, a few times we've sort of sat down and got, you know, are we taking it too far? Because, you know, the brand is very creative based, and I don't think it's surprising that we're popular with emerging sectors like gaming, you know, marketing, you know, the creative sectors are definitely, the hospitality, all of them, that they're all sort of coming to us. But when you go all in, you know, all eggs in one basket, you're like, oh God, are we going to alienate ourselves from other sectors? That is a scary decision to make. And I think you've got to be quite brave to do it, but I think it is the right thing. I think as long as you're being authentic, just do it. Yeah. Because there is enough work out there for everyone. Exactly. You want to make sure you're getting the right clients for you, because that's where the longevity comes from. That's where the friendship comes from, because you're meeting as equals, you know. And
I think you're right. That's the other word, authentic. Exactly. And I think that you've got to be, because accounting, you know, is accounting, you know, but like you said, it's what makes, it's the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's being able to have that vision and something that everyone can get into. How you must have, well, I'm saying, I don't want to put words in your mouth here, Louise, but I'm kind of getting from what you said, but you must be feeling as though across the team, everyone's like supportive of what you're doing, and which is a lovely thing.
It is. It is for marketing. I mean, you know, I don't need to talk to you about it. You know, I think a lot of marketing managers struggle with getting engagement from the team. You know, it's a secondary, you know, people, they have their work to do, and marketing is seen as, and I've never had that issue at Abacus, because with everything across the entire business, Bev is open, the conversations are open, we know what's going on, we know what the challenges are, we know what we're doing brilliantly. You know, if there is a challenge or something that hasn't gone great, you know, it goes out to the team, how can we do this better? And it's the same with marketing, and everyone is so engaging. You know, like, I literally walked up to Maria and Sean just a couple of days ago and went, right, we're going in there, recording you for 30 minutes, get some jokes ready, and they're there and they're up for it, and it's great fun. And that, I think, for most market managers is certainly in my experience, sometimes a challenge. It's making people realise that marketing is a fundamental part of the overall business strategy and plan.
It really is, Louise. And I think for any business, to be fair, but if we just take professional services for a moment, where fundamentally it's very time and fees orientated, for then someone to rock up and go, hi, I'm not going to charge my time out and we're going to do crazy stuff or whatever, we're going to go all creative, people go, what the absolute devil's happening here, you know? So I think there's I personally, I love that. I think that's just a fantastic, it's not even a problem for me, that's an opportunity. And it's great that you've grabbed that and you've run with it, and it's really working fantastically
it's hats off
well.
to Beverly, because that type of stuff comes from leadership. That comes from the top, and it's she prioritises it and she sees how important it is, and people follow that. Yeah.
What's next for you? Not in terms of anywhere else, I mean, but in terms of AbacusBean, we've got the jokes coming. But in terms of marketing at AbacusBean, you must have. Don't have to share trade secrets, but you've got long-term ideas, and
I mean, we're going over the strategy again for the second year, so lots of new campaign ideas going on. But I suppose where my mind is at the moment is how far do we push the brand? How outrageous do we go? What I think for us as well, it's always about being 6 months ahead of everyone else. Because you see it, you'll put something out there, and it's lovely when you see other companies do it as well, because you think, oh God, we must be doing something right. That's brilliant. But we want to always make sure we're a bit ahead of the curve. And as well, one thing that's been sort of playing on my mind the last few weeks is I've noticed that, Bev has an incredible reputation. Who doesn't know all of Bev? And I think because I'm social being and I'm at every business development networking event that there is, everyone knows me. And I think because of that, our sort of personal brands are quite strong. And I think maybe that's something I'd like to work on going forward, is really making sure that the individuals within our team have an opportunity to have a personal brand as well. Because I think sometimes that can get lost. You have you have AbacusBean brand, but what about the individuals? And I don't think you can really start too soon with something like that.
I think you're absolutely right. It is those personal brands that are going on in the team, and all those other things that you're mentioning there, which I think are really current at the moment. I was at a dinner last week, and there was so much conversation around people in a team being able to see where they can deliver, see where they can impact, like you said, the culture of the business, all that employee engagement, all of that is so intrinsically linked to marketing.
Yeah, it is.
Do you think from when you started in your marketing career to where you are now, do you feel that marketing has changed? What it actually is?
Yeah.
Do you know
and I think
mean?
it's changing all the time. And I think it's fast-paced change. Yeah. I mean, you could take an obvious example like social media. I think a lot of people hear marketing and go social media. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that. But even if you just look at how that's changed just in the last few years, there's new platforms coming out all the time. Exactly. I think the big change at the moment, the one I'm certainly trying to get my head around, which I think I'm probably a little bit late to the game, is I'm comfortable now taking photographs, I'm comfortable doing graphics, but now it's all video. Yeah. And that's not natural to me. I wouldn't think twice about taking a day or two out of my week to just generate graphics. That's like part of my job, but to do videos still to me feels a bit like, should I be doing this, and how do I do it? And but we have to adapt or die.
Exactly. I was saying earlier about the power of agility. That's got to come in somewhere, so we can't be restricted and governed by a plan that we write once a year or a list of activity, and we just do that. We've just got to factor in change and things moving, haven't we? Like you say, and also ideas. Yeah. Because if your marketing machine's working, you'll get ideas from your team as well.
Well, that's it. And I mean, obviously, I don't know if we're plugging today, but obviously, we use your button, and that is definitely. I mean, like I said, the team are very, very behind the marketing, but using the button allows people to just, I've got an idea, I'm going to put it on there. Yeah. And that's sometimes where you get your best ideas. It might just be someone's not sure. And someone's maybe not sure if it's a go, but they put it on. I can see it and go, actually, what about if this connects to this and this connects to that? And that's how it works.
It's sort of fleshing it all out, really, which is so good. It's just it's so great. I'm so keen, to kind of keep this conversation going. In fact, I probably think we could have part 2 another time. Have to come back.
Why not?
Louise, whatever your surname is, Bean, because we still haven't got that far. But I have to ask you, do you actually have an abacus in the office?
We do. We have 2 abacuses.
Oh. Is that abacus eye or is that abaci?
I know. I was just thinking that
plural.
abacus. Is that right, or is it abaci?
I mean, there's a question. Maybe that's our takeaway from today. We can leave our listeners with what do you call more than one abacus? Who knew that was a thing? There's more to this abacus lark, isn't there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think. Am I right in saying that we're going with Louise Shaw? Are we going to go with this as a name? Although people know maybe as Gilbey, but
obviously, recently married. And I keep thank you very much. And I just keep forgetting. And I was going to keep Gilbey for work, but it's too complicated because I keep signing up to things as Gilbey or Shaw and forgetting. Yeah. So we'll go with Shaw. And if I'm here for a second time and I say Gilbey, I apologise. That's okay. I'll get used to it at some point.
Louise, whatever your surname is, Bean, is back again.
I'll just go with Social Bean. That's what most people call me now. So.
Well, it's nice to know I'm a Bradshaw, so there you are. So we've got an interesting link there.
Absolutely.
You know? But it's always fun having a button and bean session, to be fair.
It is.
So
it's just the first time we've recorded it.
I know. It's probably the most cleanest version, to be fair, as well.
I'm on my best behaviour.
Absolutely. Please do not swear, as they say. Oh, dear me, you are live. But honestly, Louise, it has been great, and we've just kind of started, I think, to uncover like more about marketing, how you are, what's going on with AbacusBean, and it's a brilliant firm. You know, award-winning. The future is bright. Do you think the world's ready for AbacusBean? Do you think we're going? Are we going to take the bean global?
Oh well, yeah. No, we're on it, and we'll keep going and we'll keep pushing. I think as long as we're having a good time doing it, there'll be no stopping us.
I think I'm seeing a bean picture with the world on it. Do you know what? You know when you can change the world shape from a circle to a bean.
You know what I'll be doing tomorrow.
I know, you know when you go, do you know, we're going to have to leave it there because I tell you what, we're going to get carried away. We'll continue off microphone with a bit more of that idea, but we're coming back for the listeners with another one of these, I'm quite sure.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Louise, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for just coming along and having a little bit of button banter. Honestly, it's been brilliant.
There's nothing I like better.
There you are.
For having me.
You're very welcome. Take care. Thanks a lot.
You too, Mags.
Bye. Thank you for joining us today on the Red Button Marketing and Training podcast. You have been listening to Button Banter, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for more news and the next episode coming very soon.